Remember when Notts County were supposed to build the next big dynasty in English football? The world's oldest club and the inspiration for Juventus kit? There was great excitement when Middle Eastern consortium took them over in June 2009 with Sven-Göran Eriksson announced as the director of football. The only problem was they were still playing on a pudding pitch and were stuck in League 2. Took Sol Campbell less than 20 minutes to realise he needed to get out of there, and fast. I still don't know why Eriksson decided to join a club in the 4th tier. Maybe just wanted to build an outstanding legacy never done before in English football. You know, doing something like taking Woking from the conference of the Champions League in 6 seasons. That stuff doesn't go unnoticed. Who knows, the FA might even have offered him a role in the England setup. Oh wait, he had one and f***ed that one right up a tree. Let's have a look at all the superstars they were linked with at the time. Dietmar Hamann. Okay, so not exactly a superstar. The man was nearly 36 years old and had just been released by Man City. But he was still a Champions League winner and far above the station of League 2. According to the German, I spoke to Sven a few days ago. I had a chat with him, and as I said, I don't think at the moment it's right. I'd like to stay in the Premier League. And then Hamann ended the interview and promptly signed for MK Dons, which is a bit like settling for the greasy old one at 2 AM when you realise nobody else wants you. A pain I know all too well, Didi. Luis Figo. Yep, Luis Figo was another poor fella who Sven was apparently trying to convince to join his merry band of misfits at Meadow Lane to play in front of 19,000 people every week. Who needs Champions League football and winning the top trophies when you can spend your Tuesday nights cramped in a tiny dressing room away at Grimsby Town, where the toilets don't flush and the pitches feel like a harsh bog? Figo never did join up county. He chose retirement instead, leaving Interland to do anything else. Good decision, Lewis. Pavel Nedved. Yeah, Pavel Nedved was another one apparently on the shortlist. This is former European Footballer of the Year Pavel Nedved, finishing up his career alongside Ade Akinbaye on a midweek coach at Darlington. I think he'd rather eat a bowl full of cement. Come on now, Sven. Unsurprisingly, he also chose retirement after 8 seasons at Juventus and no doubt instantly blocked Eriksson's number forever. Jorge Andrade. Who here remembers Jorge Andrade? Of course you do. 51 caps for Portugal, the centre half played for Deportivo La Coruña when they were good, and then Juventus when they were bad. By 2009, the former Euro 2004 finalist was actually on trial in Notts County hoping to earn a contract, and he was only 31 years old. To be fair, injuries had completely destroyed him in Italy and he ended up retiring, but imagine him and Campbell, two centre halves who played in that Euro 2004 quarter-final, ending up in League 2 together 5 years later. Roberto Carlos. Okay, so Roberto Carlos wasn't actually sounded out. Jorge Andrade is one thing, but I'd say Sven was probably too embarrassed to try and convince a World Cup winner to enter a league where having a first touch makes you a luxury player. He was enjoying his football at the Brazilian haven that was Fenerbahce. Seriously, the Turkish samba parties must have been unreal. But the reason he's in here is because according to Sol Campbell, he was promised the Brazilian. I knew I would be the club's first big signing, but was told I would be the first of many. Names like Roberto Carlos and Bijani were mentioned, but nothing materialised. Well, I guess Kasper Schmeichel might as well go f*** himself now. David Beckham. Okay, so this was never going to happen. David Beckham has made some interesting career choices, not least moving to the MLS when he was still in his 20s and starring in an advert with 285 pounds of marshmallow. Media outlets reported that Eriksson had conducted talks with Beckham's agent about his availability in October. Not as one of those European low moves he always loved so much, but, and quoting former chairman Peter Trembling, wouldn't it be great if he could finish his career at Notts County? To be honest, I'd say he was happier bowing out winning a league title surrounded by world-class talent in the beautiful city of Paris. Not sure Posh and the kids would have been so keen to have been shunted up in the Nottingham Travelodge for his last few seasons. Andy Cole. Okay, so not a superstar by the time 2009 rolled around, but like everyone else on this list, he was a big name. For God's sake, only 2 men have scored more Premier League goals than him. His career was over when Sven came calling. He was nearly 38 years old and had hung up his boots in November 2008. According to Cole, in September 2009, I ran into Sven at the England game against Croatia a couple of weeks ago.
Mandzukic! Croatia hit the front and England are hurt!
And he said, Andy, do you fancy coming to Notts County? I cut him off straight away and said no thanks. Considering Sol Campbell was still running for the hills at that stage, he was probably wise not to. Benjani. Okay, I don't believe this one for a second. Yes, I know Sol Campbell said the club mentioned him, but Sol Campbell also said he'd stay at Tottenham, so I think we all know what that's worth. Alright, let's say this is true for argument's sake. Yes, Benjani was having a nightmare at Man City, one Old Trafford goal aside, but he'd scored 12 goals in half a season for Portsmouth 2 seasons earlier. In the Premier League, let's not forget. Asking him to drop 3 divisions at the age of 31 would be a bit like offering Daniel Day-Lewis a role in Hollyoaks or some shite.